Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you guys today. Today, we will be again looking at success against all odds. Success against all odds. And we've got an incredible gentleman today who will be sharing his experiences with each and every one of us. So please do share the stream, get others involved so they can learn from his incredible experience, his wealth of knowledge, and you can utilize his experience to boost your own confidence and knowledge. So over time, you can do much better. The purpose why we do this is so that you guys can grow, where you don't necessarily have to always go and spend a lot of money. We try as much as possible to bring the people who've already taken the steps, the people who've journeyed, the people who've seen the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, and they've made it in environments that say it is impossible. This is our purpose. This is what we try to do here on The Entrepreneur. My name is Gerald Chiato, and it's always a pleasure to host you guys. It's always a pleasure to share with you guys. My guest today is very well traveled, very knowledgeable. He's an expert in the area of personal training, an expert in the area of self-development. He helps businesses, young entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And I have seen his work, which has been fantastic. Over the past 5 to 7 years, he has grown as a person. The last time I met him in person, he was Mr. But now I'm talking to him. He's a doctor, just to give you an understanding of how driven he is. So you don't want to miss what he's going to say to us today. Whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on YouTube, I cannot see where you're watching from. But wherever it is that you're watching from, please do let us know. Do share the stream so that we can get more people involved. We want to share this knowledge with people. And he's doing us a huge favor by being with us today. I know he's incredibly busy. He's always working on something. So you want to benefit from this as much as I also want to benefit from it. So please do help us share the stream. Get more people involved. Get your friends involved. Get your families involved. Get your connections involved. And please do let us know where you're watching us from. Hello, Bertrand. He says he's watching from Cameroon through Facebook. Incredible, incredible. Let us know. Nyumbandla Nge, where are you watching from? Thank you for joining us this afternoon. Wherever you are, do let us know. I cannot see all the streams and all the channels at the same time, but wherever you are, do let us know. Please do give us do share the stream. Give us a thumbs up as well. Do like us, our post, like our page on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. We produce amazing content. If you want motivation, we've got it. If you want, knowledge and expertise, we've got it. If you want to talk about money, we talk about money. If you want to talk about investments, we talk about investments. If you want to talk about the blockchain technology, and cryptocurrencies, we've got it covered. Now, we do this using our experiences so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. We learn, we do, and we teach. We believe that that is the best way to go forward. You learn, you do, and you teach. You learn, you do, and you teach. And in everything you do, strive to put integrity before every profit. That's my logo. I sing it every day. I say it every day. I say it not so much for you guys, but for me, so as to remind myself that in everything I do, I have to put integrity first. Because when you put integrity first, it means you put other people first. It means you put the value that you're giving out to other people first before your own, you see. And if we do things that way, I believe we can build an incredible, incredible society. So guys, I'm going to bring my guest over. His name is Dr. Joybert Javnyuy, and he is an incredible entrepreneur. Like I've said, I've seen his work over the past few years, and I'm very impressed. For his age, I think he's done incredible. He's done what people do in a lifetime within the space of 5 to 7 years. And boy, I can't wait to see what he's got in the next 5 to 10 years. So please do welcome today uh, Dr. Javnyuy. How are you?
Doing great, sir. Good to be here and good to talk to you again.
It's great to meet you, man. Like I was saying, the last time I met you, you were Mr. Joybert. Now you are Doctor. How did that happen?
Commitment, hard work, the grace of God. just,
Commitment,
just,
hard
just,
work, and the grace of God. That's
just
it.
having that
That,
vision. In 2009, I promised myself that I'll get a doctorate degree before I clock 30. Although I got to the age of 31, but I kept on going.
incredible. Hey, listen, man. Congratulations. You won so many awards. I've lost track, But I saw the latest one
Thank
that
you
you've
so much.
got. I'm so proud of you. I just wanted to say congratulations on that.
Thank you
And
so much.
for those watching, just remember, he's only 30 or 31. He's a doctor. He trains people at the American Embassy. He travels to Dubai to deliver conferences and trainings. He travels to the US to deliver conferences and trainings. And he's been doing amazing things in Cameroon, making tens of millions of francs CFA in a country that people say you cannot make it. Now, I have to ask you, Joybert, how do you do it?
Um, it is a difficult question to answer.
I know.
Cameroon is a unique terrain, and like many other African countries, that you get to face a couple of things. I've had the privilege to do work in 17 other African countries, and sometimes it's as if they are the same kids from the same parents. So, but these challenges are there. But the truth is that when you know where you're from, when you know the kind of country where you find yourself, you need to start adapting. And that's one thing I
Mm,
love about the human nature. I was reading something about the COVID-19, and one doctor said that he's not worried about COVID-19 because he knows that as human beings, we will adapt and we'll live with this thing and it will not kill us. We are going to survive this and we're going to thrive with this. And that is the thing about us. But that only happens when you get to dig deep into yourself and make up your mind to live life in a particular way. There's no
mm,
doubt that Cameroon is a difficult terrain to run a business as a result of bribery and corruption, poor governance, poor service to citizens. Many things are not right in a way that can help people to succeed.
yeah.
But in this same place, it also means that if you make up your mind to disrupt things, if you make up your mind to be a contributor, you make up your mind to see how you can play a part in making a country a better place, you are going to do things not calculating first what you're going to benefit, but looking at
Mm,
what can you bring to the table to make the country better. And I think that is what differentiates Cameroonians from Cameroonians, because it is not about getting a job, not about making ends meet. It is about we have met a nation that the older generation have messed up. They have failed us.
yeah.
The question is, are we going to compromise and live the same way like them and then leave a worst or a bad nation to the next
Mm,
generation, or we decide to change? So when you meet a challenge now, it is you don't see it as a challenge. See, like, how can you make this better? How
yeah.
can you disrupt the old patterns and
Yeah.
introduce a new pattern and do your part to do? So it's that. So when you have that mindset, you are no longer depressed. When you go to a government office, somebody is telling you that you must pay bribes. You now rise when you speak to the person. This office, this service, I'm not supposed to pay anything.
Yeah.
You begin to communicate. So when you face challenges, you don't get worried about it because you already know that this is the kind of country where you work.
Yeah.
You need to find ways to adapt, find ways to bring the change that you can contribute, and be as committed as possible.
Excellent. Thank you very, very much. I like what you said. When you understand where you are, you can definitely begin to find solutions and not be
Yeah.
depressed. I like that word. Now, I have to ask you this. When you were growing up, I know you come from the northwestern region of Cameroon. What did you see as a child that made you so determined that when you grow up, you are going to make a difference?
I always say that I have the privilege to build a career around the problems I faced. I was There's this theory I wrote down called winning from the place of disadvantage because it is my life
Mm,
basically.
mm.
And I've led master classes on how to win from the place of disadvantage. So when I was growing up, I was already at a disadvantage. I always said that when I was growing up, life was winning me about 5 knots. I
Yeah,
was already losing
right.
at life 5 knots. Number one, I was born out of wedlock. So I don't know my dad. So I have just one parent, 1 knot. Number two, I was born in a poor family, 2 knot. Number three, I could not go to good schools, 3 knot. Number four, I was not, I, the surrounding, the environment was not designed to help me succeed, 4 knot.
Yeah.
So the government was not doing its best to provide the policies and the system that can help me, 5 knot. So life was leading
Mm,
me already. I was born already into a failed surrounding, into a failed environment. And I could barely finish high school. So when I finished high school, I could not go to university like any other person. So I did all the odd jobs in Bamenda that you could talk about, the car wash, building construction, work in bakeries in the night shift, anything legally I've done in Bamenda as odd jobs to pay my fees at the university. Now, with all of that, my back was against the wall. I
yeah.
had only one option, either to succeed or go back to poverty. Either to
Mm,
succeed or go back to my poor subsistence farming. Either to succeed or remain like every other young guy who grew up. And by that time, research showed that out of the people that graduate in Cameroon, only about 12% get to go to the university.
wow.
So where do the rest go to?
Cool.
So my only option, and that's why I always celebrate my mom here, is the fact that she taught me the importance of education. If I could
Mm,
choose to sponsor myself to do my undergraduate, my MBA, and get a doctorate degree, it's because my mom used to emphasize that education is what will help me. You see, and I've always believed that the right education is the fastest way out of poverty
that's right.
because you can do a lot of things. The things I do today, it is thanks to the right education and learning the right stuff. So it was because I really had no option than to succeed. And when you understand that your back's against the wall, you go back to poverty, you go back to struggles, you go back to whatever you're going back to. There's no, in that my master class I talk about when you are like when some people have options. They have rich uncles, rich
Yeah.
aunties, rich
Yeah.
this, rich that. So they are relaxed. But for
Yeah.
some of us who are automatically from a disadvantaged background, we have only us and God. Because the truth is that there's nobody else in the family that will step up and provide you all the support that you need. So you have to work it hard consistently and make sure you do what every other person is not willing to do. So that is it. So my only option was to go forward. And that's why till today, my only option is to work hard because I'm not going back to anything.
I like that. I
There's
like
no
that.
going back to anything. I only have one option to go forward.
Yeah. When you have
Yes,
nothing to lose, the only place you can do is look forward. I
exactly.
can I can definitely relate with that. I definitely know what you're talking about. And sometimes when people see you walking and pushing as mad, as crazy as you
They
do,
don't
they
understand.
will not understand. They will not understand. The alternative is worse than what you're currently
Yeah,
doing.
that
So
is
the
it.
only way out is to keep doing what you're doing. I really, really like that. Now, I have to ask you this because I've seen some of your programs, I've seen some of the courses that you offer,
Mhm.
and the curricula is very well thought out. You know, how did you come up with that? Because that is something very unique. It's something it, I've been around a bit, especially around personal development and training and so on and so forth. But your curricula that I have seen, is very unique. How did you come up with that? Is it
Yeah.
because of the environment? Is it because of previous experiences, like you mentioned? How did you come up with that? Because it's important. The reason I'm asking this is so that people will know where to get the right information and the right material for what
Mhm.
they need. If the curricula is not good and sound enough, and that's already is messed up. But I
Yeah.
want to know so that people can know how you came up with the logic behind your curricula.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I'm very good at, and I think that's one of the things that makes me a very good consultant, is I'm very good at paying attention to patterns. I'm very
Okay.
good at paying attention to gaps. So all the courses that we have ever designed, which are run online or on instructor led by me or my other co-trainers, I pay attention to patterns first. I love to look at history, insight, and foresight. Where are we coming from? Where are we right now? And where can we possibly go? And
Yeah.
in the midst of all of this, I'm going to see some patterns. I'm going to see some gaps, especially in business. And when I pick all of this, I now begin to design courses. And the courses I design, I call them solutions. So that I'm designing with the mindset of this course is designed to solve this particular problem.
Mm.
So that way, it makes it different. It makes it different in a way that people get to go through and get to practicalize what is being taught. And
Yeah.
secondly, I am in the environment. So it's easier for me to contextualize. I have lived the environment. I have built a business here. I have lost money here. I've made money here. I have gone through all the challenges you can think about running a business in Africa. I've gone through it all. So it now makes it easier for me to build things that are very tailored and very practical based
Mm.
on what people are going through. And that's, I like what you said. It's about you learn, you do before you teach. The
Yeah.
challenge of many young consultants and trainers now is they want to go and read a book and come organize a master class.
I see that a
That's the
lot.
challenge. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why many of them are not sustainable. I've been
Yeah.
doing this for 12 years today. And the first few years, it was all about doing a lot of stuff consistently. You see, so with the pattern that I find, with the gaps I see, I now build the solutions around whatever is being done. Like one of our major programs that is selling a lot is the mini MBA program that we developed. The reason behind the mini MBA program is this. I noticed that there are many people in the university or who left the university or who didn't even go to university. They have found themselves in business. They have found themselves in the corporate world. They have never sat in any structured business class to learn anything about basic administration, basic
Yeah.
ideation, basic frameworks on packaging a product, basic customer acquisition. Many of these critical things that if you don't have, you will not succeed in business. So I created this and I called it a mini MBA program. I created a curriculum from scratch, and that's what I did during the lockdown. That's my biggest achievement during 2020. I took about 8 months crafting the curriculum. It was so specific. It is as specific as there's a course on 7 ways to market a product online in Cameroon. It's as specific as that. So if you learn that program, is designed to solve those problems. If you're in business now, you have never sat in any business class for 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever time. You go through a mini MBA program in in 3 months, you will leave and you feel as if you have studied the best business. We have had the best of the best feedback from the program. We have had guys from the government sector, senior level, top CEOs who have done the program. Some have brought their staff to the program because of the practicality. It is
Mm.
built looking at people, how people do business in Marché Central, in Bonaberry, in Boya, localized business, the best business principles taken from the best books, but contextualized to fit our environment
Yeah.
in a practical way. That's why all the courses have a step-by-step process on what you can do. And the feedback has been incredible all this while. So we looked at the mini MBA program, we looked at, okay, where are they coming from?
Yeah.
Where are they right now as far as business knowledge and practice is concerned? Where
Mm.
will they like to be tomorrow? And that's why in our course, we have blockchain and cryptocurrency as a course. At least because I believe that you need to know how certain things will disrupt your future
That's
in
right.
any industry. So we
That's right.
start preparing them. Look at these, because you need all of these to become a better business person 5, 10 years from now.
That's
The
right.
patterns, the gaps, and then you go back into your creation mode and begin to create. Of course, God made us creators, so we can always create.
I like that. I like that. I like that because the thing is, like, what I really, really admire about what you've said is the contextualization.
Yeah.
It is very, very important. Like, I've lost a lot of money in business in Cameroon because I bring the context of EU, UK, European
Yeah.
business idea or mindset or strategy to Cameroon, and it's totally a different environment. It
Different
doesn't
environments.
work.
Yeah.
So I can definitely vouch for the importance of contextualizing whatever it is that you do. And now this would definitely lead me to my next question because I have a lot of friends, people out here like Europe, America,
Mhm.
who are willing to do business in Cameroon,
Yeah.
but they are finding it it's a nightmare almost because they are not there.
Yeah.
You see, they are not there to supervise what goes on, what comes out. Sometimes they set up a business and somebody else will just run the business down, do whatever they want, and so on and so forth. For people like that who are listening, for people like that who are listening, what
Mhm.
would you tell them when it comes to doing business in Cameroon where
Yeah.
they are not there? Or maybe doing business, it can be diaspora as Nigerians because I've got Nigerians
Yeah.
watching here and Ghanaians watching right now. What can the people in the diaspora do, you
Yeah.
know, to be able to operate their businesses successfully on the ground?
Absolutely. I'm happy you asked that question because that is a part of business consulting that we started paying attention to since 2018 because we noticed that a lot of complaints, people have brought in millions here, and family members and friends have just destroyed the whole investment that they had in mind. And it's a very, very big challenge. I even have a short session on my YouTube channel on how to start a business in Cameroon from the diaspora because
Okay.
and that's part of the things I've been doing to help me in the diaspora to do that. And I've experienced that a lot in the past few years. Let me show you a funny short story. There's this family, there's this guy in Asia, and since 2015, I have been the one buying things for his dad and mom in the village for Christmas. But he
Yeah.
has siblings. The point is, he used to send money for his siblings, and instead of buying all the things he has listed, they'll go and buy 10 liters of groundnut oil and half bag of rice. That's what brother sent from Asia. But he could not trust them to do that. So since that time, he will send me money, 200,000, 300,000 francs, and give me the list of go and do all the us. Back home is that we have the issue of integrity.
Yeah.
The people in the
Yeah.
diaspora find it difficult to trust
Yeah.
people back at home. It's a very big challenge.
Yeah.
And it is only hurting us back at home. The truth is, the diaspora has the capital. The truth
Yeah.
is, the diaspora they have gone ahead in certain areas, especially best practices. And if we collaborate together, I can take your best practices and contextualize and fit
Yeah.
here in Cameroon, and it can create the impact. I've done that several. One of my biggest projects that I handled was with a client in the US who had an NGO to implement in Cameroon. Or she gave me the vision. My job was to implement it in Cameroon. The
Mm.
best thing I enjoyed was working with her. Apart from her paying me, but I enjoyed working with. She has worked in corporate America for years, for decades. So that experience was incredible. I learned a lot from her. I became a better professional working with her. But now taking her knowledge and contextualizing to the Cameroon setting. My
Mm.
job was the whole idea, recruit staff, set systems, everything, and then hand over the organization to a full running staff. And we did that
Right.
successfully. So that's the challenge. We here in Cameroon and many other African countries, our young people, our professionals needs to build integrity. It's very important. That's the biggest complaint I have heard
Yeah.
from people who have set up businesses here in Cameroon and have handed it over to family members and friends, and they have eaten up the money. And the funny thing is, they remain broke after eating the money. They remain poor after
Absolutely.
eating the money. And I don't. And that's the first thing. The second challenge is the people in diaspora need to come with a learning mindset. They should
Yeah.
not come and impose. There's this funny
Yeah.
thing I always say that because people feel that because they're in the US or in the UK, they're in Belgium, wherever they are, they feel that you know it all. No, you don't. There are
That's
some
right.
things you know here that you have no idea. And
That's
to
right.
execute a project well, when you're in the diaspora and I am here, we all need to come with a learning mentality. There are things you need to bring from your end. I now contextualize on my end. I will now create something that will be practical for your business. The next important thing is having the right person that can run the business. And that is why I have consulted with a few people in the diaspora who have heavy projects here. One of the recommendations I always give is find a way in a year. Don't just wake up one morning and say, I want to run a business. No, plan it well. And in your planning, I recommend them find vacation, find time, 2 months, 3 months, leave where you are, come to Cameroon, start it. You're going to learn how to build the systems. If you go back and they're telling you lies, you will know because there
Yeah.
are some things you have seen for yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like a baby. You don't give birth to a baby and you abandon the baby the next day and you travel. The baby going to die naturally. The baby will die. So come for 2 months, 1 month, but spend some time here. Be part of the recruitment system because we do recruitment for them. Part of recruitment, part of the startup, part of buying supplies. Be part of all the important parts or the supply chain that makes up your business. When you go back, when they're raising any kind of complaints, when they're raising any kind of points, whatever they're doing, you have a clear picture of
Mm.
what they're talking about, and you can ask more deep questions and be able
Yeah.
to be accountable. And the last and always advice is find somebody that who can be on ground that can be firm on your behalf. I always recommend either a lawyer or a consultant like me. Somebody you can pay, and the person has a role to go there every month, every after 2 weeks, and be there to make sure that things are running according to systems and policies and all of that. And the last part is policies. Nothing holds people accountable like policies and contracts. So when you're
Mm.
trying to start a business here, the first thing, make sure all the staff they have contracts. And that's why do your part to make sure that anything you're doing with the staff, make sure you respect the laws of the land, the labor laws of the land. That way you'll be on the safe side when things go wrong. Pay them
Yeah.
above the minimum wage, let them sign genuine contracts, and make sure you do it right. Don't call somebody in your house and say, please, can you work for me? That's
Mm.
laissez-faire. They'll
Yeah.
look at you like joking with your business. People have the way they look at things. Don't call somebody in your sitting room and say, please come and start working for me. That's the culture
Yeah.
they're going to bring to the business, the culture of
Exactly.
laziness, laissez-faire, no structure, anything. Go to a structured office, call them in, go to the right process, let them sign the right paper with the lawyers, all of that. That kind of system make them see that this place is not a laissez-faire environment. It gives them
Yeah.
a particular impression, and they know if you're saying yes, you're saying yes. If I'm the one leading the onboarding session, then one of the things I do is I read through the contracts clause and I emphasize and I tell you, when you're signing this, either you sign this now or you don't, because these
Yeah.
laws, these contract terms, they will be held against you if you mess up, because people have invested money, guys have stolen the money, and they have no idea where to even find them.
Mm.
You see, but if somebody fills that contract form and fill a second guarantor form where they fill the family member signs, a dad, mom, uncle, if they are running, they know that the law will hold the next reference or the next guarantor.
I like that.
These things are very important. The next thing is policies. Set policies around punctuality, how to treat customers, how to handle company assets. Set policies around important issues that makes up the running of the business. So
Mm.
that when things are going wrong, number one, the policies will fight for you. Before
Yeah.
you're interfering, before you're waking up from the US or whatever you are, policies are in place trying to put the employee in check before anything happens. So these things are very important. So I'm saying that this is a whole process I've written down, documented it to be able to start helping people in the diaspora to invest back at home. I'm just giving some tips which are very, very important. Yes. So, but if we do this, we will be able to achieve a lot because trust me, Gerard, we need you guys. We need you guys in terms of the capital investment and in terms of being able to collaborate in the best expertise or best
Yeah.
practices in the US and
Yeah.
the UK based on what we know here. We can create something new, something unique, something powerful that will build businesses in a different way.
I like what you said there, because like when as you're talking, I can see and I can picture in my mind some of the steps that I missed. You know,
Yes. When I talk to anyone in the diaspora who have lost money here, I'll talk to one guy who has invested $100,000, and then he
yeah.
was lamenting, and then somebody referred him to me. I said, "Okay, let me walk you through a process of how to invest 100,000 francs in Cameroon." When I walked through the process, he had on his head like that.
Yeah, but definitely, I think what you've said is really important, because honestly, like I'm in quite a few investment groups, and the diaspora has money, like
Yeah.
it's given. you
Mhm.
know the problem or the issue is the lack of trust and lack of integrity for the
I
people back
agree.
home. But
Yeah.
I also think like one of the other problem as well is sometimes like we've got this mentality like, okay, it's got to be like this, like
Yeah.
this, like this, and so we miss the not, like, oh, no, 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 forget what you know. This
Yeah.
is a brand new environment. There
Different
is a way
environment.
and a system that this needs to be implemented for you to get the outcome. What
Yeah.
matters is the outcome, but you need like a proper structure in place that will get you to the outcome. I really,
Yeah.
really like that. And definitely, like, we're gonna work on a few major things, which are coming up. So I do enjoy that. Now I know, like, on your journey, like every other entrepreneur, it hasn't been easy.
Yeah.
I want you to touch on like three of the most challenging things that you have come across on this particular journey that you've been on.
Three challenging things.
I mean,
Um,
like the ones that make you reconsider going back to, yeah.
my life from day one has been full of challenges, and I think those are the challenges that um, have greatly helped me to become a better entrepreneur.
Yeah.
When I was done with high school and went back to Kumbo, my mom told me either I stay back in Kumbo to become a farmer and do funny stuff like what everybody is doing, or I come back to Bamenda and see what to do with my life. So I choose, of course, to come back to Bamenda. When I
Yeah.
came back to Bamenda, I had a best friend I made in high school, John Paul. So I spoke with John Paul. We agreed to come back to Bamenda, and he was still living with a sister. And the agreement was that I would come live with the sister with them for a few days, then we get our own space. So when I came, the sister refused. That she doesn't know me and I cannot live with. So I was stranded. Here's what happened. John Paul was an Okada man. He was a bike
Yeah.
man. So we left and then we came to the park. He would talk to a friend that, hey, this is my brother from the village. He needs ways to stay just for a night. And I'll go and stay with that guy for a night. So I returned to Bamenda for 5 days, sleeping in 5 different houses because we begged for one night for different people. That's my biggest challenge, my biggest few days. And I always thought that those days, if I didn't give up or do something funny, I would. There's nothing on this in this world now. I was traveling somewhere and I arrived. And I was stranded at the airport, and somebody was feeling the guest, the person who invited me, the host, was so furious and said, if you know where I'm coming from, this airport is like heaven for me. I'm very safe here. Sleeping over at the airport is not a challenge. Come on, I've seen worse than this. So, but
Yeah.
that experience taught me a lot of things as far as this life is concerned and the journey is concerned. And that was a very difficult moment in my life. The second experience was I have done direct sales, door to door, what they call DS Max in Cameroon.
Yeah.
Go from door to door and you do direct sales. And that's one of my biggest blessings in business. I've done it for 6 months to carry things, to move door to door and knock and sell. Now, look at the scenario where you move from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. You don't sell anything with 500 francs. Gerard, you see, in Cameroon, there's no rejection in this country that can embarrass me.
Yeah.
I have moved door to door, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 4 days, 5 days, and I'm not sold 500 francs. I have experience in being rejected. So,
I
it's not
like that.
this. So when I knock any door and a contract, a consulting contract, training contract, I don't get it, it's cool for me.
Yeah.
One of the things I make sure I don't do is I don't pay bribes. I was talking to one big person, they came to get me a contract to train in one of these I don't want to call the name, and they asked me to pay something, all of that. I said, no, I don't pay bribes. And I
I
made a
like
funny
that.
statement. I said, before you came, I was doing fine. So don't think
Yeah,
that your contract is what is going to make my life better. Before you came, I was okay. I was feeding before you
that's
came. I
right.
was doing somewhere before you came.
I have
So
food to eat.
there's no rejection in this world that can, and that's where, and in entrepreneurship, if you master how to manage rejection,
Yeah,
you master how to manage failure, you will go places because you will always know how to restart. And one of the things I love in the Bible is again, do it again, try it again. It's
again,
very
that's
powerful.
right.
So I will always do it again. And my belief is if this door is closed, there's a better door ahead. So
Absolutely.
that helped me a lot. And and then just trying to understand the terrain has been a very difficult journey for me. You know, growing up in a country where there are many things that for them to go through, you need to know people here and there and all of that. It was at the beginning with no. It's different now. Maybe the name is there at some point. You know, you're going somewhere. Oh, I've seen the name on TV. I've seen it here and there, and all of that is different now. But at the early days, it was super challenging. There was a
Yeah.
document I was looking for in 2015. I got that document after 1 year because I refused to pay bribe. I did not refuse. I was broke. I did not have money to pay. So I would go to that government office every Monday for a whole year to follow up that document. They ended up giving me that document to, you know, the woman in the Bible who used to go to the judge. Just got angry. They just got angry and said, no, what, let's just satisfy this woman and let her go. I used to go to
Yes.
that office every Monday, the whole of 2015 before I got that document. They gave it to me like, just give it to him, let him go. My face became so familiar at that
Yeah.
particular office. So in the process, I learned how to manage those kind of obstacles and what to do in that. So those are some of the things that were really challenging in my whole journey that they also contributed in making me who I am as a person.
I like that aspect, because I think one of the main reasons I faced quite a lot of challenge in Cameroon was refusing to give bribes.
Yeah.
And it's a very I cannot understand. I cannot find the logic, behind giving bribes to
Yeah.
people that are occupying an office whose job it is to provide the service
Hmm.
for which they are being paid for already.
Yeah.
And I do like that. I do like that because that is the true test of integrity. Giving bribes or taking bribes and things
Yeah.
like that. And
Hmm.
and in a country like Cameroon, it can be very, very difficult. But when you have a thick skin like you do, like your
You
rejection
laugh
is
about it
part and
and you
parcel
go
of
on.
it. You see, when you've been involved in sales, like man, I there's no one that can say no, and it makes my heart boil. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how many times you reject me. Sometimes people are like, okay, we are just fed up. We don't want to see your face anymore. Let's just do this thing and get him out of our face. There's a very fine line between persistence and pestering.
Yeah.
So there's a very fine line between the two,
Yeah.
but I like that. Like in every venture that you get into, you've got to be persistent.
Yeah.
Like, man, they knock you down 20, 100 times, you need
You'll
to
see.
get up.
I'll wake up and come knock at that door again.
I like that. I like that. Now, obviously, you found a very spectacular way to handle all of these, challenges and really define who you are in an environment that says, no, you're not. Do you understand that? Like,
Yeah.
you found a way to define who you are and be who you are in an environment that says, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Now, can you share that with us? Because it's very important, because sometimes the reason why, like in Africa, like I was speaking to a young guy from, I think it's Lagos or Abuja in Nigeria, and he had this nice little prototype of how to charge, different aspects.
Hmm.
And he's asking, he's looking to raise some capital, to like mass produce the thing.
Yeah.
And I was asking him, like what actually got him into this. And then he was explaining the journey to me. And then I was asking him, okay, have you spoken to friends and family? Because this is usually the comfort zone to raise capital.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy was telling me like a particular story, which, I can understand from him that he's already like given up
Yeah.
raising capital in that environment because the environment says, no, that is not who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and that is one of the most challenging things that entrepreneurs face across Africa. The
Mm.
environment, you're saying, I'm an entrepreneur. I've got this brilliant idea. I've got this particular solution. And the
Yeah.
environment is like, no, you're not. And oftentimes, most of the people they conform to, no, you're not. And they
Yeah.
settle. You
Yeah.
see, how do you break that pattern
Yeah.
and say, this is who I am, and you're
Mm.
going to accept it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a typical, when I started my journey choosing this part of training and consulting and being an entrepreneur, that was in 2012 where I fully made up my mind to do this. And by that time, entrepreneurship and training and consulting in Cameroon was not as it is today. It was,
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes in Cameroon, that time you could spend a whole weekend and there's only one personal development event in the whole country. It's not now where
yeah,
every Saturday, like the whole city, all cities in Cameroon, they're running something. And the first thing is make up your mind and know what you want to achieve. Have a very clear vision. And that's why it's very important to have that established vision that, this is it. This is what I want to dedicate the rest of my life to do. This is the industry where I want to become an industry captain. I always say something funny. I always say that one of the best gifts that any young person can get at the age of 25 is that age where you need to decide what you will do for the rest of your life, or you need to
yeah,
decide the kind of industry that you
yeah,
want to venture in and dedicate yourself in that industry for the rest of your life. Because it's very important. The challenge is many young people quickly give up. And that's why it's good to know your environment. You need to know that this environment will resist you, they will fight you, they will
yeah.
block you, they will do everything possible that you should not rise. But when you have that, know that and know peace. Know that
Yes.
every morning you are leaving the house, you're going for a battle.
Yeah,
That's the fact. In Cameroon, you are sitting in your office, a tax officer just walks in and is asking for money. So anybody
yeah,
can walk in the office at any time and start trying to raise money from you as if so you have some fundraising department and
yeah.
all of that. Very important. So when you know that you need to have a particular mindset, you're always battling something. You're always battling something. Have that. Number two, make up your mind that look, everything is permitted to happen, but one thing is not permitted to happen. I am not permitted to give up.
That's right.
There is something I wrote in 2015 called bounce back ability. It's not an English word. I just read that word. Bounce back ability. So bouncing back and ability combined
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Yes. So have that bounce back ability quotient, that attitude that you look. If you tell me no 50 times, I will keep coming the 51st time. I will keep
that's
showing up.
right.
Keep on bouncing back. And the next thing is, we already know that this country is like this.
Yes.
We already know that there's corruption, bribery, all of that. And we know that these things are not sustainable. So the next thing you have to do is start bringing the things that people are not comfortable with. Start disrupting the old patterns.
Mm,
Start making sure that you develop the right core values. There's one thing I've learned in my short life so far on earth. When you are on the right side, it will be difficult, yes. You will lose opportunities, yes. But let me tell you, you will be trustworthy.
that's
You'll be
right.
credible. There are some things that they will not give their fellow people, they will come and give you because they trust you.
Yeah,
There are some serious things that will come and give you because they know, look, based on Joybert's integrity, this and this, he's the one who can handle it.
yeah.
In my life, what I do my best, I have 4 cardinal principles that I respect when I'm about to embark on anything. Number one, does it generally, does it generally respect the ethics of the industry?
Mm,
Number two, Is it within the laws of the land?
Yeah.
Number 3, does it glorify God? Number 4, does it respect my personal core values? If anything, Gerard, breaks any of these 4 cardinal points, I don't do it. I don't care if it's 100 million francs.
That's
Somebody will say, I
integrity.
said that way, I've not been there. I have lost deals of multi-million because they want any of the deals want to break one of these 4 cardinal points. I don't do it. If you see me trekking, I am enjoying my trekking.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
prefer to trek than to get a car that
Yeah.
will not be sustainable. If you
Yeah.
see me eating my gari that I bought with my money, which is safe, I will not go to prison tomorrow because of something
Yeah.
things went wrong and all of. I've seen a
Yeah.
bit of influence in this country. I've seen a bit of influence across Africa. So I'm not just saying because I want to say it. I've experienced it firsthand. Doors
Yeah.
have been closed in front of me because I've refused to compromise. I always say I'm a Christian. Jesus Christ is very important to me. Church is very
Yeah.
important to me. I'm a typical church boy. If
Yeah.
God cannot give it to me, I don't need it. As
That's
simple
right.
as that. And I'm safe. I will not. I sleep very well.
You sleep
I,
peacefully. That's
I
right.
respect.
Yeah.
That's why if you come to my business, we pay our taxes well and according to the laws.
Yes.
All our staffs are registered with CMPS. Everything I make sure I respect it. If tomorrow my company has any issues, I always tell my staff this. If you come to staff, I always raise this issue. Let us do everything according to the laws of the land. If tomorrow anything is happening, let us make sure we are on the side of the law.
That's right.
I prefer you set me up and tell lies than set me up when I was wrong. That's my
Yeah.
principle. Set me up and frame me. It's okay. I have no problem. But I'll be angry at myself if I compromise on my own rules and regulations, and then you set me up and you win. I always tell my
Yeah.
mentees, if I'm gonna lose in this life, I will lose at my own terms.
That's right.
I will not sleep will not make me fail. Laziness will not make me fail. Bad friends will not make me fail. Alcohol cannot make me fail. Doing bad things, bad habits, whatever, it cannot make me fail. If I'm failing in this life, I will fail on my own terms.
That's
That is
right.
how I live this life. So if you see me showing you 1,000,000 francs, it's my genuine cash. I have made it. If you see me flying to any country, it's a genuine open door, and it has come because I'm good at what I do. As simple
That's
as
right.
that. When you do that, that's the best way to remain sustainable in a country like this. That's why there are many young guys that they cannot
Everywhere.
last after 3 years, after 4 years, because things start catching up with them. The lies
Yes.
the lies they were telling a few years back start catching up with them. The things they did behind the scenes that were not right, they start catching up with them. And you don't build something that will last a lifetime on the wrong grounds. Start
Mm.
right. And if you are listening to this wrong, you started wrong, it's not late to go back and start correcting the foundation, because the foundation is very important. If you get the foundation wrong, as the Bible says, the house will be shaky.
Nothing can stand.
And when it's shaky, give yourself a few years. I always tell my people, whatever you're building around me, I always count but 6 years. Anybody building anything around me, I wait till after the CDA. If you have crossed the CDA mark, you have my respect. Until then, keep building.
I like that. I like that. You see, this is the most people fail to understand the value of integrity. Like, I know doing business with integrity is very challenging. I
Yeah.
mean, like, it's very challenging. When we had with Fortune, there was a
Mhm.
gentleman who came with a lot of bags. I'm telling you, a lot of bags. Not hundreds of millions worth. I'm talking
Mhm.
billions worth of bags. You know, and in that moment, I knew like instantly how many millions we were going to get, like
Mhm.
in terms of commission.
Yeah.
And then I heard that voice, oh, Mr. Integrity, so you cannot touch that kind of a thing. You cannot, no matter how much you want to.
Yeah.
Why? Because when you set values for yourself, they
Mhm.
defend you. This is what people don't understand about
Yeah.
values.
Yeah.
When you set values and core principles for yourself, those values and core principles will defend you.
Yeah.
Like everything can come from crumbling
Mm-hmm.
but your values will still hold you up. You will
Absolutely.
still be able to hold your head high. Regardless of what happens, you will
Mm.
still be the rock. You will
Yeah.
be unshakable because you made a firm decision, which
Mm-hmm.
seemingly is hard initially, but that firm decision of saying integrity before profit is going to
Yeah.
uphold you all through your career. I really, really
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I know, we're about to, come up to the top of the hour here.
Mm-hmm.
I would just want to ask you this, like, you've got incredible programs. I just want you to give like a rundown of some of the most important programs that you run that can help young entrepreneurs and businesses, both in the diaspora and at home. What
Yeah.
can they come to you? I know you've written quite a few books, you've got quite a few material, quite a few training programs. But
Mm-hmm.
let's just say if you were to choose three, that this is a must for every single one who is going to, or who wants to make it in entrepreneurship or in Cameroon or
Mm-hmm.
from the diaspora or at home, what they have to, or like the must get, the must do, the must have, the must know.
Yeah.
Which three programs would you recommend?
I will start with the mini MBA program because that is the program that has created a lot of significant impact for people who want to start businesses or those who have started and want to scale. I've had incredible
Okay.
stories around that. And if you are looking at the program that will teach you the art of taking your business idea or already running business to the next level, that is the program that you should take. We have the program. I mean, we have a testimony where somebody did the course on customer acquisition. I was able to take the business sales from a monthly basis to increase the sales to about 65% on a monthly basis. And the whole of last year, for the first time in his business, he was able to save 10 million francs in his business.
Wow.
First time ever. So we
Wow.
teach this, the things are very practical, how to acquire customers in Cameroon and in Africa. We teach things on how to, there's a course we have on how to conquer irrelevance. Many people are
Yep.
in business, but they're irrelevant in business. You see, so some of these things are very practical to take. So if you take that course, it's just 3 months online, self-paced, and when you take it, and the most busy people can take. We've had guys from Douala Port Authority, councils, top people who are the most busy people on earth who are able to take the program. So no matter what you do, you can still, it's structured that way to accompany the most busy entrepreneurs and professionals. We are currently recruiting for the next batch, which starts in the month of next month, June, on June 1st. So if you come right now, you can register and you can be part of the program. The second I can talk about is our business startup and expansion consulting service. Many people have ideas, they don't know what to do with it. They have the
Yeah.
money, they have no idea what to put, where to put the money in. They can come to us and we talk and have a session and prepare them on what to do. Because people lose money every day because they put in the wrong ideas, they have the wrong personality, the wrong skills, the wrong knowledge. Every day they're not certain about many things, and we can help them validate the ideas, go to market strategy, respect the laws of the land, registration, tax laws, respect these things that are very critical for people when they run business that makes sense. The next, of course, is we're talking about, we've been helping a lot of guys in the diaspora to invest back at home, advise them on what to do. It could be recruitment, business registration, setup, whatever that can help them successfully transition from the diaspora back to Cameroon and even other countries. We can be able to do that. We have guys that work in different countries to facilitate all of that. They can come to us and we do that. But as I always say, we are like a big compound as far as business problems are concerned. You come, we diagnose you and see what we can. We have the resources, we have the human resources, we have the experience, the exposure, the expertise to accompany any business person that has any problem to take their business to the next level.
I like that. Thank you very much. One last question. One last one before you go.
Yes.
Now, to be honest, like there are a few people that I honestly and genuinely wish the government of Cameroon listened to. We've got NJ Ayok, who is the chairman of the African Energy Chambers. He's a Cameroonian, a brilliant
Yeah.
Cameroonian.
Exceptional
I've
guy.
known him for
Yeah.
a very long time, and he's making a lot of moves.
Mhm.
And you are one of the other person that I wish the government would listen to. because in an industry like personal development that most people we know are not even wanting to spend money into it, which is very important even, you know, you've taken that and you've transformed that, and I can see the impact. I can look back and I can, from where, you know, when I started following you to where you are right now, I can see the impact, and even the testimonies are there. You know, if the government were to come to you and ask you, you know, how can we like bring back innovation into entrepreneurship and encourage entrepreneurship, you know,
Mhm.
encourage young people to
Yeah,
become self-sustainable, because the economy become great when
yeah,
many more people are working for themselves and creating opportunities rather than
mhm,
for the government, like the
yeah,
case in Cameroon. What
yeah.
would you tell them? Like in 3 steps, like do this.
There are a couple of I have like my mind is crazy when it comes to this,
Yeah.
and although God has not come into politics, but of course, let's say if I work with the government and from advisory perspective, I have said a couple of things. I've written them extremely about this. There are a couple of things that our government needs to check up. If I was supposed to work with the government now in certain key areas, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check up some things in the higher education sector. Although there are other ideas that cut across down to secondary education and all of that, but the higher education right now needs quick intervention. I was telling some people the other time, any university right now, for example, if you are teaching in the faculty of marketing or business science, whatever, in the marketing program, for example, if you don't have copywriting, content creation on TikTok, YouTube, and social media in general as a course, you are not preparing those young people for the
Yeah.
present and the future. I was telling you again, any at the banking and finance faculty, if they have not added fintech, cryptocurrency, and blockchain technology as a course, they are not preparing those young people for the banking sector they think they're preparing them for.
Mm.
So there are some of these key things that need immediate attention if we are going to train the right professionals for this marketplace and the future marketplace. The
Yeah.
next thing is a lot of work needs to be done in the Ministry of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprise, and especially back again to the Ministry of Higher Education. Now imagine this. Students leave school or they want to go for internship, they struggle to get internship opportunities. And if students don't get the right practical structure and assistance to transfer themselves to the marketplace, they get to struggle immediately they leave school. Now, imagine that the Minister of SME and the Minister of Higher Education, they sign a memorandum of understanding and ensure that all these SMEs, University of Boya, just take Moliko for example, all these registered business in Moliko University of Boya have registered with the University of Boya itself. And they come together and the university knows that every year we send these students to this, the students know we're looking for it. They have a structured system. They help these young CEOs, give them structured programs to help these young people to transfer into the job market. Two things are going to happen. Number one, many startups in Cameroon start businesses, they don't have the money to pay good staff, or they haven't the money
Yeah.
to pay any normal staff.
Yeah.
But there are students who are stranded and
Yeah.
don't know where to get internship opportunities.
Mm.
So they're going to get the support they need to grow businesses. And secondly, the students are going to get the experience that they need practically on how to really grow and contribute to a business. One of the most important sectors in this country, ministries that can transform this country, is the Ministry of Vocational Education.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel they are not doing a lot of things right.
That's
Imagine they
true.
have these training centers that train people with practical skills.
Mm.
And just having a good structured entrepreneurship system that can teach you have studied bakery or welding in one of these schools, and there are many private these schools around. Just having a structured system on adding business startup course, business management course that is well done in this system is very, very important. It's going to create a lot of opportunities for businesses. Another idea I've been having was now they created a ministry, this SME bank, this bank for small and medium-sized enterprises.
Yeah.
There are some things they did, the execution is poor. Many people don't even know about the bank. Now I'm thinking to myself, imagine that they create a structure, or a fund, or a program where businesses underqualified for that program, if they can guarantee that after when they get a particular amount of money, when they're coming for the next disbursement, they must recruit at least 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
Now, imagine 10,000 businesses across Cameroon benefit from the right funding from the government, and you have a good structured system where before you come and get that, you will sign an agreement. The money will not be disbursed all at once. It will be disbursed according to what you need. So if you ask for 10 million francs, for example, you can be disbursed 5 million francs. And you can
Yeah.
come get 5 million francs after 6 months or 1 year, whatever. But when you're coming to get the 5 million francs, you must prove growth. And in that growth, you must bring a document of one of the staff that can be verified, which you have recruited into your business, who has a
Yeah.
self-test registration and is fully legalized as a staff. It's going to push a lot of guys to work hard, to be structured, and contribute a lot to unemployment and many other stuff. So there are many of these ideas that I feel that if the government can implement them or listen also, and that's the challenge of our government, they don't listen to the
They don't.
experienced guys in the field.
Yeah.
It's very, very challenging. I went one time to do a session with a university. I wanted to propose what I could handle. I used to lecture at university and I stopped. I wanted to go back. That was 2018 or so. And one of the registrar asked me a question: do you have a doctorate degree before you can lecture in the university? I said I don't have, but I think what I have to teach you guys don't have it
It's
here.
more
And
valuable. That's right.
that was how it ended. He didn't. We didn't have an agreement. I didn't come back to university. He said no, I cannot teach. I cannot do anything.
Can you
And all.
imagine that?
There's a lot of practice, a lot of hands-on practice I could bring in to contribute to the business faculty department, who and they were not interested to hear. Those are a couple of things that I feel that if I'm approach, we're going to look at those key areas and
Yeah.
collaborate and see how we can push the nation forward.
All right. Well, see, I thank you very much, for that. And hopefully, I hope the government, listens to this because, to be honest, Cameroon has more than enough talent, knowledge, and
Yeah.
expertise to transform the nation to become an economic powerhouse.
Mhm.
But like you said, oftentimes these old people who are truncating the destinies of people that don't want to listen. I don't know what is going to take them to listen, but
Mhm.
whatever the case, we still pray for the country. Man, I
Yeah.
really want to appreciate your time this afternoon. If you had a bit more time, probably would have taken a few questions, but you know, I know you need to go. So I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you very, very much. I believe the guys have learned quite a lot. I definitely look forward to having you again another time for us to explore a few more opportunities. So thank you very, very much. Have a
Thank
fantastic, fantastic day. And we look forward to having you soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a great
All right.
session. Thank you.
All right. All right. Have a good time. Bye bye. All right, guys. There you have it. We want to say thank you again to Joybert. It was a fantastic session. Now, there are a few things which he said, which, I believe that as young entrepreneurs, we definitely need to apply. You know, Integrity has got to come before every single profit. In everything that you do, try to put integrity first. And don't just wake up one day and start calling yourself an expert. No, you've got to learn, you've got to do, and then you can teach. Don't learn for 2 seconds or 2 minutes or 1 hour online and suddenly you're an expert. No, it doesn't work like that. Get some years of experience, have some proven track record. Let people see what you've done and what you're doing. And then by so doing, you can build trust. And over time, you can become a great mentor and a great teacher as well. So, again, we are very, very, I've learned quite a bit, because I made quite a huge mistake a few years back, starting a business, in Cameroon, and I lost a lot of money. But again, integrity still saved me. I can still keep my faith. So, whatever you do, no matter how challenging this journey of entrepreneurship is, what I want to say is this: on this journey, people only see the finished result. They only see the outcome. They only see, your success. Most will never see the hard times. Most will not see you, struggling to raise capital. Most will not see you when you're maybe walking around knocking doors and asking people to invest with you. Most will not see you maybe in your closet or in your bedroom when things are so difficult and so challenging. You're crying and then you're wiping your eyes and your tears. Most will not see that. Most will not see when that person that you were waiting on to come through to your business, for your business to get the needed capital and cash flow, fails you. And then you're heartbroken and you go for a walk just to think. Most will not see you when you are actually heartbroken because things are not going as they should. But what I can say is this: on this journey, you cannot give up. You cannot give up. Because what is the alternative? The alternative is you go back to wherever you've come from. And it was because wherever you're coming from was not good enough that you chose to take on this journey. But one thing I can assure you is this: if you're determined and you're committed on this journey, you will get to a place where you will look back and you will be proud. You will get to a place of financial sustainability, viability, and abundance. You will get there. You will get there because it is a given. Like, you cannot fail if you're committed to this thing. One of the best passages I love in the Bible is from Habakkuk. It says, write the vision down, make it very plain and very clear, so that whoever is seeing it, whoever reads it, will be able to take that vision and run with it. Now, it goes on to say, when the vision seems like it's delaying, when things seem like they're not going as you want, do not give up. For though it may delay, it will not fail. It will surely come to pass. You will surely accompany or accomplish exactly what you've written down. And we've got great people. I'll be bringing many more great people on this particular platform, of the entrepreneur, to share with you their incredible journeys. You can learn from them. What Joybert has shared with us today is of tremendous value, is of immense value. But one thing I want to encourage you is whatever you do, do not compromise. If people are asking for bribes, say you're the one who doesn't pay bribes. If people are pushing you to do things which you know are not right, do not do them because you want to take a shortcut to success. When you do things right, trust me, it may seem difficult at first, but over time, you will see the immense, success and accomplishment that you will achieve. You will see it. It cannot, like, integrity cannot fail you. I keep saying this: if everything else fails you, integrity will not fail you in business. It will not fail you in life. It will not fail you in anything. If everything fails you, just make sure you are not failing yourself by not living with integrity. If you do that, God above will himself sign a signature on your face called success, called abundance, called wealth, called prosperity. And there is nothing the world or the devil or even a corrupt country can do to you. That is where you want to be. But I have to tell you this: it is not something that happens overnight. You cannot try for 6 months and then you give up. No. You cannot try for 1 year and then you give up. No. You cannot try for 10 years and then you say, I've had enough. No. You keep trying until the day that you die. So even if you become like Elon Musk and you're the wealthiest man on earth, you keep going. You keep breaking new grounds because there is always so much to do. As human beings, we have so much capacity. Our container cannot be filled. What we can do is immeasurable. No one knows the depth, the length, the width of what we are capable of. No one knows. No one knows. You see, as big and as wide as the ocean is, think about you. You're bigger, you're wider than the ocean. In you are infinite possibilities, infinite worlds, infinite universes that you can create. But you need to look at yourself and you need to believe that this is possible, that this is possible. It doesn't matter where you've come from. I started sleeping on the ground on these tiny little things called kwara kwara. It was not even the full length of the kwara kwara. It's like half of it. Rats will eat my fingertips and my toenails. Rats will eat it. I will wake up bleeding. I will cook soup and there's cockroaches and ants in the soup. We pick out the cockroaches, throw them away, and we eat the soup. It is life. And this, I can understand when someone says, I've been so poor, I've been so rejected, I've been so broke, I've been so denied that none of those things can stress me. I've been so stressed, so depressed that depression fears me. I've been so broke that poverty now is so scared of me. It cannot come close to me. That is how it has been. But I didn't just wake up. You cannot just wake up. It is a journey, a pathway that you choose for yourself and you commit to it until the day that you can look back and say, look at what I've done. And then you can still look forward and say, oh, wow, look at what I still can do. So today, I hope you've learned. And I just want to say, God bless you guys. On Sunday, I'll be bringing the first female guest, a movie star, a trailblazer in the movie industry. You don't want to miss my session on Sunday. Please, if you haven't followed me yet, follow The Entrepreneur on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram. Yep, I'm on all the social media platforms. Some of them I'm just starting, like TikTok. It's a powerful tool, but I also began to use it. So please do follow us, do share content. Remember, it's all free. You see, men who are successful will keep coming here to share their stories. Women who've made it and stood out will keep coming here to share their stories. And why are they doing it? So that you don't have to make the same mistakes that they've done or they've made or like we've made, so that you can become much better. And it is my prayer to each and every one of you that you become great and exceptional. So stay blessed, and I look forward to seeing you